Welcome to the Tech Blog Writer Podcast, your guide to future tech trends and innovation in a language you understand. Now, over to your host, Neil Hughes.
Welcome back to the Tech Blog Writer Podcast, where we tackle a different industry and how technology is transforming or disrupting it, of course, every day in this show. But today, I wanted to introduce you to a company called Cocoon Cam, who are on a mission to save babies' lives and parent sanities using the latest cutting-edge technology. Siva, the co-founder and CEO of Cocoon Cam, was just like any other parent listening to this show today. The worry that his baby girl could stop sleeping at night kept him up at night. And as a former Tesla engineer, he knew that there had to be a more innovative solution that would give him and his wife peace of mind. That's why he created Cocoon Cam, the world's only baby monitor with real-time breathing monitoring, HD video and instant alerts, but without the need for any wearables. He has ambitious plans to use technology to end sudden infant death syndrome, and for obvious reasons, I think this is something that we need to explore, and of course support this fantastic cause. So buckle up and hold on tight as I beam your ears all the way to Mountain View, California, so we can speak with Siva about Cocoon Cam. So a massive warm welcome to the show, Siva. Can you tell the listeners a little about who you are and what you do?
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Siva. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Cocoon Cam. What Cocoon Cam is the only baby monitor. It's powered by AI and computer vision, and it's not a normal baby monitor. What it is we call it a baby wellness monitor. So what we're able to do with this AI and computer vision is actually detect the baby's breathing without any wearables or anything. All it is just a camera. You mount it above the baby's crib, and that's it. You forget about it. The time you put the baby in the crib, it will alert you saying, hey, the baby is in the crib, and using the breathing monitoring, it has figured out that baby's actually fallen asleep. And again, the other side, when the baby's starting to wake up, it will give you alerts letting you know the baby's awake or is crying.
So when I read that you guys were on a mission to save babies' lives and parent sanities using cutting-edge technology, but then also learn how ex-Tesla and ex-Apple engineers actually left their jobs to do that, I had to get you guys on the show today. So like any new parent, though, the worry that your baby girl would stop breathing in her sleep kept you up at night. And as a former Tesla engineer, you knew there would be an innovative solution that would give you and your wife peace of mind. But can you tell me more about that backstory and the inspiration that was behind Cocoon Cam?
The whole thing started because, I had my daughter, Lena. And me and my wife, we would put her in their crib and then just go try to have a nice cup of coffee together in our living room, and just kept thinking, oh, is she okay? It was not more like, oh, is she breathing? It was just wanting to get that peace of mind that she's okay and just relax. Trying to, before we were parents, you are able to be in this, just enjoy with yourself. Now you are completely responsible for this baby. And I myself call it like transition from being a couple to parents, and how to make that transition to be smooth. And worst of all, we were not getting much sleep because, we would have to wake up at night. We wake up at night knowing she's crying, or when there's no crying, we all of a sudden wake up and want to go make sure she's okay. And first time, like all normal parents, we just went and bought all these normal baby monitors and realized that all you get is still video and audio. And really, like, when you wake up in the middle of the night, nothing is there to actually show you she's okay. So me being an engineer, I was like, oh, well, I got to think of something better. And that's when I met my co-founder, Pavan. Basically, he had experience with computer vision. My experience was building products. We just put that together and created Cocoon Cam.
Excellent. Now, from that real-life fear that you spoke there, I think everybody can relate to that. And obviously you went on to create Cocoon Cam, the world's only baby monitor with real-time breathing monitoring and HD video and instant alerts. But there are so many tech examples out there. Like you said, a lot of them mean that the child must wear a wearable, which is obviously not a great idea. And I've also seen others that give false readings, and a false reading can be even more scary. for parents, especially when there's nothing wrong.
Absolutely.
So can you tell the listeners a little bit more about Cocoon Cam and why it's different to all those other baby monitors out there?
So if you think about it in terms of, okay, how do I easily solve this? Probably a wearable is the easiest solution you can do. But that is not the ideal solution for a baby because, you have to, as a parent, you have to first remember to put it on. Then there's batteries and radios and whatnot. My wife just said, you know what, I just don't want to deal with any of that. And so that's why I started looking into contactless solutions. Now that you can't touch the baby, it's more of an engineering problem. What technology can you use to make it safe? So there are these sonar, you can use radar, but all of those are active technologies, I call them, because you're emitting a signal onto a baby and it's reflected back, and that's what you're measuring. But with a camera, what you're measuring is just what the camera sees. And what I say to that is it's a passive device, meaning it is just observing the environment. There's no extra signal being emitted onto your baby. So we feel that is the safest way to detect these signals. And so we said, okay, now that we have a camera, that is the thing that we are going to use. What do we need to do to make sure that our algorithms are reliable? So to do that, we initially started conducting a test at UC San Diego. So my co-founder, he went to UC San Diego, and so that's where we first started our testing at the hospital over there. So we went to the NICU, put some of these devices onto the babies, or not put it on them, but observed them with our camera. These babies are already hooked up with all the medical grade, hospital $30,000 FDA approved monitors. So we compared them, and then now we're doing that again at Stanford. So here, if you go to Palo Alto at Lucille Packard Hospital, you'll see our cameras there, and we are comparing these monitors, our algorithms compared to medical devices. And so what we're able to prove at the end of 2016, or using the data that we had at the end of 2016, we're able to prove that our algorithms were about 95% accurate compared to these $30,000 monitors. And so now we're doing further studies to understand, okay, so if we're this good, what else can we do? So now we're using the breathing to now understand sleep patterns of the baby and things like that. So it's almost like a medical solution that you're getting for $150. So, but that's the effort that we took to make sure that our algorithms are reliable. It's not something that we just cooked up in our garage and just like, oh well, it kind of works. Let's put it out.
So if we do have any entrepreneurs listening to us today that have got their own ideas and working on their own products, Can you just tell me a little bit more about the journey that you've been on that begun with that real heartfelt parenting concern to actually getting the product made and getting it showcased at CES?
Yeah, so basically, I've built products my whole life. That's what I wanted to do, and that's what I've done. But so for us, we think of our company as a software company. We're not like a hardware company. And so that is a far easier thing to do than building your own hardware and doing all sorts of things where you have to raise a lot of money and whatnot. But as a software company, you can raise very little capital and you can test your idea with off-the-shelf products. So that's kind of what we did. We went and bought a camera that people are already using that is quite inexpensive already, that everybody's buying. We took that and then added on top of that our software that basically makes it special. It's able to detect the breathing. And so the time it takes for us to go from, oh my God, I have this idea, to let's make it work. Then you first make it work for 5 people, let's say. Then, oh, this actually works, tested now at the hospital, to then making it to where you're now shipping thousands of products a day. That takes a little bit of time. But that's the progression that you want to go in, Everyone has these ideas. You want to start testing. It's all about testing. So you tested with a few people. First, you tested on yourself. It was easy because I had my daughter. So we could easily develop our algorithms and things like that. So that's kind of figure out what you want. It's all about the customer. So as soon as you figure out what the customer wants, then you got a product that you can sell.
So of course, once you've got the product, you've got something you want to sell. I mean, how did you get Cocoon Cam to stand out at somewhere like CES? Because it's a phenomenally colossal event in Vegas. I mean, and also,
Right.
what advice could you offer to someone listening and preparing to attend in January 2019?
CES, I mean, as you said, it's a huge show, and it's not a thing that you just all of a sudden decide, you know what, I want to go to CES. It's all about preparation, figuring out what you want out of CES and how to get there. So it's all planned out. You need to plan it out a few months in advance, and get your act together. So first, you need to book your place. What is the messaging that you want to get out? What are you revealing a product? If you're revealing a product, then how do you get the people to notice your product and things like that. So, I mean, we were lucky enough. The product we were unveiling was like something nobody has ever seen. So already that kind of gave us a boost. You know what I mean? And then we had prepared how to get the right PR channels, what to do, and at the end of the day, we had a quite successful CES last year, and we'll see what happens next year.
Excellent. So if I was a new parent that's not slept in about 2 days, and I'm unboxing the Cocoon Cam now, can you just talk me through what's in the box and also what I get in that box and how long it's going to take me to get it up and running?
Yeah. So, I mean, what you get is just like a normal baby monitor. If you go buy a baby monitor now, a video baby monitor for that sense, what you will get is a camera and probably something else to look at where your camera is seeing. That's exactly what Cocoon Cam is. It's a normal camera. Get it? You open the box and you'll see the camera. And the setup, basically, what you need to do is set up the Wi-Fi as soon as you open the box. The easiest way to do that is, if you use a normal, you just go next to your router, you plug the camera into your Ethernet router and Ethernet ports on your router, and you basically set up the Wi-Fi using the app that's for Cocoon Cam. And once it's set up, then you can take it to your baby's room and you mount it 3 feet above the baby's crib. And that's it. You power it on and then you do your thing. That's about it.
So if we have one parent looking after the baby in the daytime and the other one is at work, I mean, can you still access the app and the video feed from outside their home?
Yes, absolutely you can. So it's just like any other baby monitor that is Wi-Fi connected. You can with Cocoon Cam, you can not only get the video and audio outside your house anywhere in the world, but you'll also get the alert. So like for a great example that I use, so when I was in China about 2 months ago, the best thing was, I would get alerts that my son had fallen asleep. So I was able to know exactly, when I should be checking the app to see how he's doing. And when he is waking up and things like that, even when I was in China. And then I know exactly when to call my wife to talk to her because I know when she is free. It's more like initially we started with just breathing. Then the alerts came in. Then that initially it was just about peace of mind and making sure that we are free to do what we want. And then now we're realizing all these cool things because of the technology that's already built. Like, for example, this going out and traveling. So we get a lot of emails from parents who are going, they have their babies, now they're going back to work, and they're so happy that they're able to know, when they put Cocoon Cams in their daycare to know exactly when the baby slept, when they're waking up. And then at our house, they are able to know the same thing. So at night, when to put the baby in, when to get the baby out. So eventually, yeah, that's what we have.
So we did mention peace of mind there, and there have been a few horror stories with traditional baby monitors, so apologies for asking, but is the streaming video encrypted just to offer a line of defense against hackers?
Of course it is. Here's the difference, right? So if you think about a normal baby monitor, they're just like a traditional baby monitor uses a normal 2.4 gigahertz radio frequency. Just what your cell phone or your home phones used back in like the 80s and 90s. There's like really nothing has really changed from that. And then you get to these Wi-Fi baby monitors or Wi-Fi cameras. The biggest problem is that nobody changes the default password on your camera. And most likely the default password on your cameras is 123456. And that's how people, get control of your cameras and they can speak to your baby and whatnot. Cocoon Cam basically eliminates all of that. As soon as you register your camera, we change the password for you automatically. So it's automatically generated. All of that is managed for you. You don't have to do a thing. And then now the video, again, on top of all of that, we encrypt the video. So basically what we're doing is we're encrypting the video where current cameras are using ancient technology. Now with Cocoon Cam, you have the top of the line, basically security that you use everywhere. We're using that for your video as well. So it's kind of bringing baby monitors to the future. We are not you're not buying a 20-year-old technology. You're buying what's the latest and greatest. And along with breathing monitoring, we have worked a lot on the security aspect of the camera.
Now, a few minutes ago, you did hint that you'll be attending CES again next year, but what's next for Cocoon Cam? Is there anything else you can share with us?
We are thinking about attending. Big things that we're working on now is, you saw Clarity that was unveiled last year. As part of that, the biggest thing that we're working on is all of the sleep tracking and training and things like that. So normal, baby monitors don't give you any of that, or other companies probably, the best thing is we have breathing of your baby. And so the breathing allows us to get very, very accurate times of when the baby's falling asleep, when they're waking up. And so that is exactly always what a doctor does when you go get a sleep study, and that you're going to be getting with Cocoon Cam.
Finally then, as someone that's turned an idea into a global business and took that leap of faith from your day job at a successful tech company, is there any advice that you could pass down to listeners that are on a similar journey?
Yeah, you start small. You don't become big all of a sudden. You start small. Like when we started, we just went out and tried to get customers here in Mountain View. That's where we lived. Then you slowly are like, oh wait, Mountain View is pretty good. Now the product's working. Let's go a little bit bigger. Let's reach out to the cities around Mountain View. Then you go to San Francisco and all the other places. Then you go to like California. You're like, oh well, people in California like it. Let's see what happens. And you start going, different states. Then you go all of America, and then eventually you can go other countries. But I would say, get one thing right first before you get all the other new stuff.
Excellent. So if we do have any parents listening, can you just remind them of where they can find you online, maybe learn a little bit more about Cocoon Cam, and also contact your team if they've got any questions?
Absolutely. You can find Cocoon Cam at cocooncam.com. You can also buy Cocoon Cam at our website, on Amazon, there's a new retailer launching, Bye Bye Baby, and then there will be more coming. So those are the three right now, but you'll probably see the more retailers soon. Always, if you want to reach out, if you have questions, you can always text us on our 1-800 number. That's probably the fastest way we can answer you. Or if you can call, you can schedule a call with us, and we're happy to talk to you whenever you have time. And then there's also, you can also email us at hello@CocoonCam for any questions you have.
Fantastic. Well, at the end of every show, I always say technology works best when it brings people together. But what you're doing here is using technology to bring peace of mind to new parents, which is a fantastic thing. So a big thank you for coming on and sharing that story with me today.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
What I love about this story is how these ex-Tesla and ex-Apple engineers left their jobs to save babies' lives through technology. And by providing parents live patterns of their baby's breathing and temperature straight from the cam without any wearable device, Cocoon Cam is the first non-invasive baby monitor that provides parents around-the-clock insights on the safety and wellness of their baby straight to their smartphone. So maybe finally parents can get that peace of mind they deserve so they can get a better night's rest and spend more quality time with their baby. So for those reasons alone, it was a pleasure to chat with a man who's using technology to bring peace of mind to new parents, and it doesn't get much better than that. So if you're a new parent, are there any tech solutions that interest you, or are you old school, sat listening to me thinking, there was none of this in my day, and we've just created a culture of the worried well? I want to hear both sides of the story here. So please, I want to hear yours. And you can do that by emailing me, techblogwriter@outlook.com, or tweeting me, of course, @Neil C. Hughes. Luckily for me, the days of sleepless nights due to children have long gone, apart from when I'm on an aeroplane, but that controversial topic is for another day. So a big thank you for listening, and until next time, don't be a stranger.
Thanks for listening to the Tech Blog Writer Podcast. Until next time, remember, technology is best when it brings people together.